There are many men who are stuck in a cycle of telling themselves that they are going to make change, of telling themselves that this year is going to be their year, and that they are going to turn their life around and change completely. But year after year, nothing happens. Year after year, they say the same thing and experience little to no change. And a lot of guys will do this for year after year and year after year and decade after decade until such a time arises that they have no more years to say that this is going to be the year I turn things around. And they run out of time. And they look back with so much regret. So many things they wish they had done with so little amount of genuine excuses as to why they didn't do the work. Now we're in October. The year is coming to an end. And many men will be finding themselves in this position, thinking to themselves that I said I was going to do this year, and I didn't do it. I said I was going to change this year and I didn't do it. I said I was going to fix my life and turn things around and I didn't do it. And I have no excuse. What I would say to those men is, look, you can get the calendar out and you can point it to the 1st of January 2026. But let me tell you, the same thing's going to happen in 2026. You need to stop thinking about next year and telling yourself that next year is going to be your year. And you need to change the urgency of this situation in your mind. The best time to start changing your life was actually yesterday. But because you don't have a time machine, you're going to have to settle for today. You need to start changing your problems now. Because it is urgent. Don't underestimate how long you can procrastinate and how much time you can waste by putting things off to next year. There are so many men who have been saying that this is my year for 10 years, for 20 years, for 30 years, all because they didn't decide to start on one particular day. This is the issue with putting your goals off to the future and saying that is when I'll do it. When all the stars align, that's when I'm going to start making change. Let me tell you, there are going to be times where it's inconvenient to make change. There are going to be times where things aren't perfectly aligned. But you need to start. You need to click the button. You need to pull the trigger, even if the circumstances aren't perfect. I'll use me as an example. This YouTube channel, it just started me filming on my phone. It's not perfect. It's not perfect at all. No microphone, no nothing. And I understood that, but a lot of people wouldn't start just because they don't have the right equipment. They'll say, oh, I can't start until I have the microphone, the desk, the high quality camera, the good background, the features in the bedroom or the features in the studio to make things look good. And the problem with expecting perfection before you even start is that you put so many barriers in front of you to making actual change. It's the same with saying that 2026 is going to be your year. 2027, that is going to be the year that I lock in. 2028, no, this year I'm serious. In 2028, I'm really going to go for it. 2029, 2030, the same. Nothing changes. And it's because you have the mindset of when everything's perfect, when I've just got a little bit more time, that's when I'll change. When I've just got a little bit more time, that's when I'll get the membership. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. Sometimes you have to take a jump and take action when the circumstances are inconvenient, when the stars are not fully aligned, because that is going to get the ball rolling. That's going to get you to start. Then once you've started and once you've got going and you've opened your YouTube channel and you've made 50 videos, then you can talk about investing in a camera or a microphone or something like this. When you've been going to the gym for a couple of months, then you can maybe start talking about buying protein supplements and getting yourself some creatine or investing in a personal trainer. Not the other way around. And this doesn't have to be fitness oriented. It doesn't have to be around social media. I'm just using those examples to support the point. But it can be anything that you want to do, but you are putting off because of stupid reasons. Maybe there's some things that you need some particular equipment for. I don't know, if you want to start fishing, it would be very helpful to have a rod, I can imagine. Of course. But start with the absolute basics and just get going. Because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, if not now, when? And the answer for a lot of guys is never. It's never. And do you want to be one of those guys who just talks about making change? This year, it's going to be my year. Next year, it's going to be my year. 2027, it's going to be my year. I'm going to have a great year. And nothing changes. It garners so little respect, especially for us guys. We are measured on our word. We are measured on our consistency. We are measured on our ability to follow up our words with the appropriate action. Think of a guy in your life right now who's just a big yapper, who just talks about making change, who just talks about all the things he's going to do. You immediately put him in the lack of respect bracket. You immediately think of this individual and you think, yeah, good guy, but he needs to pull the trigger. Good guy, but he's not consistent with his words. Good guy, but I wouldn't be going to him for any favors because he's not reliable. We can think of that person, but we don't think of ourselves. We don't think of us. We somehow eliminate ourselves from that criticism process. It's okay when we, don't do things that we say we're going to do. No, it's not. It's not. If there is something that you said you were going to do this year but you didn't do, it should infuriate you. And you should know that you can't be making these mistakes anymore. You can't be saying you're going to do things and not doing them anymore. Because if you don't stop doing this now, this will develop into a habit. And habits grow stronger over time. And very possibly, you're going to find yourself in 20 years' time saying the same thing that you're saying today, next year. And that's a life lost. That is a life lost. So I say to you, look, if there is something that you want to achieve, if there is something you want to start, I don't care if it's a hobby, get started. Just start. Get the very basic equipment, get the very basic necessities that you need to begin, and just start. And you won't look back. You really won't look back. Sometimes all people need is just a kick up the backside. And somebody to push them and get them to start. And when they start, they're off, they're firing, they're rolling, there's momentum. So consider this your kick up the backside. If you've not done the things you said you were going to do, and you're finding yourself in this position where we are now, back end of 2025, maybe some people are watching this in the future. Maybe this video does well, maybe it blows up. YouTube, help me out. But maybe you're watching this in the future and you're halfway through 2026 and you've not got the things done that you said you were going to get done. This is your kick up the arse. Get going. Get started. There's still time. If not now, when? 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030? Are we doing this? Are we still playing this game? And look, if you've watched this far and you don't understand it, you're probably never going to. But I'll say it in the layman's term. You need to start now. You need to create a sense of urgency in your mind. Forget about dates. Forget about the calendar year. Forget about 2026, 2027, 2025, whatever. Forget about it. If there's something that you want to do, you have a responsibility to yourself now and your future self to start today. The circumstances aren't going to be great. Not everything's going to be perfect. The stars aren't always going to be aligned. I gave you the example of myself earlier in the video. Didn't have all the equipment. Didn't have the microphone, the camera, the setup. I just started. And I'm still going. Now I've got a microphone, a nice camera, it's okay. It's good. But I got the ball rolling to start with. Can you get yourself in that position? There's something that you want to do. Get it done for future you. And then at some point or another, you're going to be finding yourself on the flip side of things. You're going to be the guy who looks back at what he did that year with pride. Whose words align with his actions. He doesn't just talk about making change, he makes change. Now's your time. Get out there, get started, and come back to this video and comment your thoughts down below when you've made that change and when you've started. I want to hear what you've done. I want to hear what you've implemented. You'll be grateful for it. You'll be grateful for it. Get started, get the ball rolling, and don't allow yourself to look back with regret. Anyway guys, look, if you took some value from this video today, be sure to smash the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're new around here, it's always appreciated. Comment your thoughts down below. And look guys, if you are already subscribed to the channel, be sure to turn on the post notifications so that you're notified every single time I post. As always guys, thank you for your time and your attention, and I will see you in the next one.